Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca, and here on my little corner of the web I like to talk about budgeting and lifestyle, and today I'm sharing my September 2021 budget wrap up. So I make these videos every month and I make these little budget spreadsheets, and you can actually get them on Etsy. I have that in the description. But September was a good month. It was a lot better than expected. This was the first month that I was budgeting without any income from my old part-time job. If you haven't followed me or seen any of my other videos, I am married to my husband Jared, and we live in North Texas in the Dallas area with no kids. And I had two part-time jobs to make a full-time job, and he also works some contract and self-employed things. So lots of various income sources, but I had lost a part-time, or not lost, I quit my job last month once we, or at the end of July, I guess, when we finished paying off our debt. So I only expected that we'd get $49.50 this month, and that was a low estimate. I try to estimate my husband's income based on his averages for the year. So this year has been a little bit lower than last year, which is kind of a bummer, because I had come to expect that. But this month was a good month for us. And then I am not sharing that, mostly for his privacy, but I am sharing any income that I'm bringing home from my personal business. So I quit my job to focus on building my own business as an event planner. And I had a really exciting month in September. I actually booked two events, which I don't book a whole, I'm still getting this off the ground. So that was really big for me. And then I actually will, I'm going to be partnering with another company to be planning events for them as well. So things are going really good on that front. And I wanted to, save the money that I got from my deposit just till the event. But also, I had some money in the account from a past event. So to treat myself, I gave myself a little paycheck of $50. And I'm trying to just invest the rest back into my business, because I'm finally at a point where I'm not really having to use personal money for my business. For a long time, I was. And next month, or currently this month, because we're in October right now as I film this, I am going to a bridal expo. And I've had to buy a lot of supplies for that already, and I know I'll need some more because this is my first show like that. So I don't want to spend any of my personal money to do that, so I've been saving the business money. Luckily, I am in a position where I'm not relying on that money for living expenses, so that's really good. But this was, just a win for me to be able to take that. And then we didn't have any miscellaneous income this month, so our total for the month was $67.5503. So like I said, it was a good month as far as not having my part-time job anymore. So for giving, we always give to our church and other charity organizations. So we ended up giving $682.17 to the church and $213.65 to other organizations, for a total of $895.82. And this is obviously, a lot higher than 10% of our income. So it was kind of a lot more than we'd expected, but giving is something that we never want to feel bad about, and we never want to give less. We just want to be really generous with what the Lord has blessed us with. So I am not stressed about that. And then for our bills category, our mortgage is always $1,200. And I know most of these bills ahead of time. Our phone bill is always $44. The only ones that change are utilities, and usually I get the bill before I make my template. So Wi-Fi is $69.81. Electricity was $147, which kills me. But we do live in Texas in the peak of summer in an older home. And water, sewer, trash. This one I didn't know ahead of time, and it was $79.63. And I expect this to go up for our next billing cycle, or maybe the one after that, depending on how it hits. But we have a pretty large yard, and there's a big area in it where there was no grass growing because it's under a tree, so it's all shady. So one of our neighbors actually gave us a seed blend that will grow even in shade. So we planted that, and we have to water it every day, and we haven't usually been watering the yard at all. So that will probably raise our water bill quite a bit. I'm not sure by how much, but yeah. Our natural gas, we use $38.75. For car insurance, this was like a low month. It's not usually this low. It's $88.73, but like it was the first month of our new policy, and like a portion of the first month was paid when we signed up for the policy, so it was just lower. And then health insurance for my husband is always $160.37, and our life insurance, which is a newer item, was $59.13. So our total for the bills category was $1887.42. So great bills month. And then on the other side, we have our expenses. So I was so proud of us for this month. For groceries, as you know, like everything has been going really, all of the prices have been going up, and it's been really difficult for us to stay under our budget. And this month we were able to do $433.08, which is like actually higher than our budget used to be. $400 for groceries, but I had to fight to keep it at $433. Like it was difficult, and I shop at Aldi, and we basically only eat chicken for the meat that we eat, and I try to do plant-based, but I do try to prepare healthier meals, and like more organic and like healthier snacks, and so I do think that eats up a big portion, but it has gotten so difficult, and I don't know. I'm sure that you guys are experiencing something similar, but I was proud of it this month. And then same with eating out. This is when we struggle in, but we just barely eat under the budget, I think for the first time all year. And we only spent $178.74. So, yay us. Then gas, we spent $90.71. And then Jared's allowance, he spent $107.14. He's been preparing for a marathon, which is actually in October. So it's a week from when I'm filming this. It's actually on my birthday. But he's been buying a lot of stuff to prepare for that. So like new running gear and water bottle and stuff like that. So that's why he is higher than he usually is. And then I went over budget too. I spent $123.67, and this is because for the company that I'm working with now for events, I had to buy some like clothes to wear, just like black work clothes. I had to refresh my wardrobe in that, because when I do my own weddings, I wear, whatever I want, but they asked for a specific outfit, so I had to buy some things for that, but which is okay. But I didn't put those in my business category because I can wear them for other things, but I did have something else like that I bought that I will not wear in my personal like life, so I added that as like a line item for my business, if that makes sense. But I put it here because I paid for it out of my own money, because it was a clothing item. I just didn't feel like I wanted to use the actual business money for that, but it is for my business, so I like wanted to notate it as that, so that when I do my taxes, I can make sure that I say that I did that. And I am not a tax expert at all. Please do not take any advice from me. This is, the first time that I am doing my own business expenses at all. So I am just trying to figure out what works best for me. Anyway, for subscriptions, okay, so I put $80 here, and that was including, I recently got a gym membership, and so I had put that in that line, and then I realized, like, why would I do that? I have an extra line, so I'll just pull that out, and I actually, like, consider that a bill, but I didn't have, like, any space on this side for that bill, but I, like, edited the sheet to make it have another line for October and moving forward, so that I would be able to move that. But anyway, for this month, so I'd put 80 for subscriptions, like accounting for that $21 gym membership. So really, it was more like 60 for just straight subscriptions, which is like Apple Music, storage, Apple Care, mostly Apple products. But that ended up being only $44.78. And then for house stuff, so in September we did some fall decorating, and if you watched my decorate with me video, you can see that I got some new fall stuff, and I didn't spend a whole lot of money on that, but then we did end up spending some money on, I bought these chairs. They were $50 right at the end of the month, which was kind of a bummer because I was doing so well, but that I I'm going to use them. I bought them right now because I wanted them for my bridal show that I have next month. But I'm going to use them after that to go outside to go at the ends of this really long table we have. So I don't really consider that a business expense because we're going to use it for our home. I just also want to use it for this show. So that made us go over in this, and we ended up spending $71.37, but it wasn't the end of the world. And then miscellaneous, we spent $105.99, and then gym membership, like I said, is $21.60. So our total for that category is $1,225.78. And then comes our sinking funds. So for home maintenance, I just started this category last month and I put $100 in it, and I was going to put $180 this month, but I moved some things around and actually only ended up putting $160. So I didn't, oh, and then we did spend some money. We spent $39.39, and we had to get some, like, something happened to our toilet and we had to get a part to fix it. So that was that cost. And we ended the month with $220.61. Then renovations, we started the month with 78 cents. And this was because in August we did a really big kitchen renovation. I mean, not huge, but like big for us out of our just like cash reserves. So we weren't doing anything this month. So I ended up only putting $50 in there. I know all of these are changed. It's going to drive me crazy. It probably drives you crazy. I'm sorry about it. This is the best way that I know how to do this. And then I used $25.89, and this was for, I can't remember what this was for, like brackets for, oh, no, I remember. I put up a pegboard for all of our tools, which was really helpful because they were kind of all over the place. And I consider that a renovation cost just because we physically attached it to the wall. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, that is like a permanent thing, the same way that I've been kind of categorizing other things, like would that add value to the house? I guess that's more subjective, but I think so. So we ended the month with $24.89. And it's actually really funny because my husband just came to me and he was like, Becca, we need to like start planning on adding an outbuilding, like to be a studio for him. And I was like, oh man, look at the renovation sinking fund, my man. Like, I don't think we can do that anytime soon. But hopefully we have no more big things and we can begin saving all of our renovation money towards something bigger down the road. And then for travel, this is one of our really big goals right now. We started the month with $596.78, and I ended up adding $600. I could probably just, yeah, because we are going to Europe next summer. That's our goal. And we spent $106.20, and this is for, like I said, my husband is running a marathon, but it's out of town. So because it's my birthday weekend, we wanted to make it like a fun event. So we're getting an Airbnb out of town, and then we're also going to see a gymnastics meet, which was like, it just happened to be that same weekend in that town, and I thought that looks really fun. I want to go like as a birthday present to me. So that's what we're doing, and this is our second like payment for the Airbnb. So I wish that we'd been able to put more this month, but that's how it happened. So we have $1,090.58 in there. And then gifts, we had $883 to start with. We added 100 actually, because we spent 82, and this was on those tickets because it was a birthday gift. So then we ended the month with 26.83, and we can never keep money in this account, I swear. I feel like next year what I want to do is like if we have some windfalls, I don't know, this may not be realistic based on, I feel like we're always like behind on our goals, but if we have any windfalls, I want to start like fully funding a sinking fund and then not having to worry about that for the rest of the year, because I hate having to put so much money in these funds. I feel like every month, I feel like it detracts from like whatever my main savings goal is, but I also feel like I need to have them because we're constantly using them. And, you know, if we didn't have our auto sinking fund, for example, like this month my husband had to get tires and an oil change, and it ended up being almost $400. Like, I don't want to cash flow a $400 expense if we don't have to. So it's just like wrestling with what is the easiest way to do it where we're still able to like knock out goals in a way that makes us excited and motivated to budget. I don't know if you have any suggestions, let me know. For Christmas, we had 300 to start. We added 80. We didn't use any, so we ended with 380. For health, we had 474.06. We added 50. We spent 31.47. I think this was like a vitamin refill. So we ended with 492.59. And then for auto, we had 556.63. And then, like I said, we'd planned to add 50, but I knew in September that I was going to need an oil change. Jared was going to need an oil change. He said he was going to need new tires, and both of our like registration comes up before the end of the year. So that was going to be a lot of expenses, and I wanted to make sure that we had enough in there to cover that. So I bumped that up to 100, and I am going to do that through the end of the year. And we didn't spend any in September, so we ended with 656.63. So our total for starting funds was $2,037.08. We ended up adding $1,140. We spent $284.95, and we ended the month with $2,892.13. So a pretty good month for sinking funds. And then for our savings items, so for investments, I'll start there. We started with $7,265.94. We plan to add $300, which I know is not a whole lot, but that's just kind of like what we're doing right now, and I'm trying to work it up every month to be more. But so we ended up actually putting $452 towards it, but then we ended the month with, and this is so sad, $7,308.32, which is only like a gain of $35. So most of that was a loss, and I know that everyone felt that across the market, and I'm not worried about it, but it is just a bummer to see on the month to month. And then we actually, so about midway through the month, I knew that we were going to come in over because my husband had already finished. My husband is he's a draftsman for an architect. So he is paid by the project, and he had already done some pretty big projects, and I knew that we were going to be ahead for the month by mid-month. So at that point, I had kind of felt like our buffer, we keep $3,500 in our checking account as a buffer, so that, which is roughly 1 month of expenses. And we do that so that we don't have to worry about when bills come out during the month and when are we going to be paid. We just always have enough money in the account, and then we use this month's income kind of to replenish that buffer. And that works best for us, mostly for him. He doesn't like to see really low numbers in the bank account. But I felt like, I don't know, maybe some expenses were slipping through the cracks and I wasn't counting them or something, because it just kind of feels like our buffer was getting lower. And I track every expense, so I don't really know why or how that happened. But I just wanted to go ahead and add a little bit more to that. So we added $100 to our buffer this month, which basically means we just didn't spend $100 out of our paycheck. And like in the past, we have borrowed from our buffer. When we bought a house, we did that. We borrowed $2,000 from our buffer, but it isn't preferable, so we like to pretend that that money doesn't exist. And then for the last thing, our main goal right now is our emergency fund. So we started the month with $6,659.05, and we had put all of our extra money for the month there, which was only $75. But because we had so much more income, we were able to put $1,054.01 towards our emergency fund. So now we have $7,716.46. So our goal is to get this to $10,000, which that plus our buffer equals $13,500, which is pretty close to, I think 5 months of expenses for us, which is where I feel is a good, stopping point before we start working on other goals. And our total for savings, I didn't write this number. I'm going to have to do this on camera. Pardon my math skills. 5 plus 6 is 12, 8, 9. 6 plus 7 is 13. Yeah, so we started with $13,924.99, and then we added 160601. And then I'm just going to put, well, I don't know, 3,500, but I'm not really including that number like in our savings because I like to imagine that it's not there. So our total without that is $15,024.78. So that is a zero-based budget. So all of our income equals all of our expenses, and I'm pretty pleased with how this month turned out. I'm excited for October, but it's also a big spending month because of birthdays and just so many fall fun things. But so I'm excited to see how that goes. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and give me a follow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.